Welcome to our video on explaining assignments. This video is really aimed at helping faculty understand the needs of international students in terms of how to explain assignments in such a way that everyone will be successful. But I believe that most of these tips will actually help everyone in the room, all of your students. So let's get started. And we'll start with the one that is most specific to international students. Every time you're going to give an assignment, it is really helpful if you take a few moments as you're creating the assignment or modifying the instructions to identify any culturally specific aspects of the assignment. And let me give you a for example. If you're giving an assignment that has anything to do with self-reflection, and I know a number of courses encourage self-reflection in the students, this is a new concept for many international students. So if you ask students to give a self-reflection, even if you give instructions, they're going to be very hesitant because they're not going to have a concept of what that even means in terms of what kind of questions should I be asking myself and what kind of answers is the professor looking for. And you may say, but that's the whole idea. It's not what I'm looking for, it's what you experienced. Even that is very intimidating for someone who's never been asked to do that before. So my advice is to look at the assignment, think about what might not be transparent to your learners, and carry that forward as you go through some of the other steps that I'm going to suggest. So number one, identify culturally specific aspects of the assignment. Number two, model the assignment in class or through video links or through other means. So for example, when I used to provide students with assignments where they had to actually get up and teach a point or they had to present information, either alone or in groups, what I would do first is I would actually give them a presentation. I would use exactly the same amount of time I'm expecting them to use. I would give handouts or whatever materials that I'm expecting them to provide. And then at the end of my presentation, I would give them a chance to critique me. And so what I'm doing by that is I'm actually visually pointing out to them what it looks like and how the presentation should match the rubric or the assessment. So if you do something like that, if you actually model the steps of going through an assignment, you can actually be teaching content at the same time. You could be presenting new material that's relevant to the course. So please do model assignments for your students. It'll that one will help everyone in the room. Number three. And number three is actually a follow-on from the modeling of number two. As you teach a course more than once, obviously you can't do this the first time you teach a course, but even from after the first time, what I suggest that you do is approach students who've either done a particularly good job or students who've done a decent job that could be replicated by another student in the future and ask their permission to use their assignment as a sample for the following year. That way you can provide the next group of students with examples of exactly what the assignment is supposed to look like and remove that element of uncertainty. So, what's my fourth suggestion? You've given instructions, you've modeled how to do the assignment. The next thing you want to do is for sure leave room for questions. What I used to do was I would have someone in the room alert me when there was 20 minutes left of class. And I would spend that last 20 minutes summarizing the instructions for an assignment that was due the following week and asking them if they had any questions, answering all of their questions. A number of students are finding themselves scrambling at the end before the assignment is due. They've been putting it off because they don't really know how to do it and they're afraid to ask. So give them an opportunity. Give them an opportunity to ask the questions that they have. Last but not least, our fifth tip is about exams. So if you're new to a country, if you're new to a particular education system, you may be very much new to exam procedures. Not just how the exam is proctored, but also what the exam will look like and what kinds of questions will be asked. If you, for example, give a mock exam or provide old exams as examples. Or if throughout the semester, if you ask students questions in exactly the same format that the exam will be in, what you are doing is explaining the format of the exam, both verbally and in writing, so that when your students sit down in front of that test, they can focus on showing what they know, rather than figuring out what is meant by each question. That will also cut down on the temptation students have to ask each other questions if they are confident that they know the procedure. So I hope you found these helpful. The idea of identifying what's culturally specific in the assignments that you're giving, providing opportunities to model, and perhaps even providing previous samples, giving the students an opportunity to ask the questions that they've got, and making sure that they understand the format and methodology for assessment. Thank you.